You didn't like the kid, he had one hand in his glove, the other one out in the corner.
Depends on the day. That's the It is, and that's what I love about it, because you never know what's going to come out of the mouth for the end. I've always learned. Always. You're a vacuum pump. So we have one of the stems, and then it's going on there.
Small. Celebrate with your family and friends. Good, good. Are you ready to start?
Yep.
Okay, let's open the meeting up and thanking everyone for being here. First order of business tonight will be the treasurer's report.
Okay, our bank balance is $1,383.34, and since the last meeting, we've not made any money or spent it. And apparently we have a savings account with $1 in it. So.
Hang on that dollar.
Oh,
Remember, it's a wonderful life. You have $1 left. It grew. So, anyway, that's it?
That's it.
Okay. We got anything we signed? We got money coming from the city?
No, the city paid us,
Do we have the stuff for her computer stuff?
It's in the works.
Okay.
We got $832 for all the Christmas light things, and I have turned in the $745.62 for all of the computer stuff.
Okay.
I haven't heard from it.
So we do have that amount now.
That's outstanding.
Now we'll move on to the Cedar Rapids Police Department and our infamous Lieutenant.
Overall, crime and this neighborhood continues to be very low. Did have 2 calls for service. We did go on for burglaries. The people didn't make official reports, but our officers responded to it. One was right over by your place at 114 17th Street.
Yeah.
Kind of had some issues with that residence, but and then the other one was up at 1805 8th Avenue, where a garage and vehicle were entered. I know a couple months ago there was interest about guns being stolen from vehicles, so I reported on that last month, but we're up to 19 guns stolen from vehicles, so that's 4 more than what it was last month, and 3 of those 4 were stolen from vehicles here on the west side of Cedar Rapids. Currently, we still have 13 applicants in the hiring process. Last week, or here in the last 10 days, we did have a number of promotions at the police department. We had a promotion to 1 to captain, 3 lieutenants, and 3 new sergeants. So they will, those promotions take effect on Saturday. 1 of the captains, 2 of the lieutenants, and 2 of the sergeants. And then we have a lieutenant that's retiring in about 6 weeks. So the additional lieutenant and an additional sergeant spot. Those will be effective June 4th, I believe, yeah. Yes, so quite a bit of movement in my time on the police department. That's the most promotions and movement that we've had at one time. So Captain Essling will be moving from the patrol captain back to investigations. And then Ryan Abadili will be the new captain of patrol. So, and he's coming from internal affairs, so it's been up there for a while. So other than that, obviously been busy, seen on the news with our shooting that occurred. Unfortunately, they were able to locate the other suspect that we were looking for today over what town? Madison, Illinois, something like that. Yeah, Illinois. Yeah. So.
In the big town.
Yeah. So he was at I don't know where he was, some building or hotel or something like that. So they're able to get him without any incidents. So it's good news.
Horrible that has happened, but you have the officers right outside the door dealing with another situation, and there's nothing they could do till after the fact anyway. 20 feet away from it, there's nothing you do. It's got to feel really. You only know a little bit of information beforehand.
Yeah, the officers did a good job that went in initially, and they were passing a lot of people. There's a lot of people in there, so.
Anything on the opposite house over on?
No, we still have investigations. They're following up on that still, but nothing to go on at this point, I don't believe, so. But they're still working on it, checking with neighbors.
Still safe city.
Yeah, yep.
Is that okay if I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
I'm always curious when I see these. Do these ever include incidents in or on school grounds in the area? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Those will be everything that we've taken a report for along those lines.
Any questions for our lieutenant? If not, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll move on to the Seattle Fire Department nurse.
I'll pass a few of them around, but first things first, if people don't mind, we are in the middle of developing our 5-year strategic plan. So if you wouldn't mind taking, I can pass it this way, taking a few minutes throughout the course of the meeting, or I can pick them up from Nicole later or something like that, but just looking for input from the citizens as far as our next strategic plan. Part of it for our accreditation, we have to have a community an open house Thursday night. We had about 25 to 30 people there, mostly from industry. I think one of the things that kept maybe some people away is we specifically said won't include children's activities, which usually we invite the children in and show them the trucks and stuff, but we were doing some other demonstrations and stuff like that that just wouldn't have been conducive to having super young children around and that type of stuff. So kind of the next step of the outreach is just go to neighborhood meetings and get some feedback from everybody here. So if you would help us out with that, that would be fantastic.
Do you have a digital copy of this that you want us to like share with neighbors?
That would be awesome. I can get you, I don't know if we have it to fill out digitally, but if it's
I
something.
could just like add this as like a print.
Yeah, just do that. And if they want to print it and or even if they want to check it and take a picture of it and then email it, that'd be fantastic too. We'll take it.
Do you want them to email it to you directly?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, that'd be great. So again, thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that. The second thing that I'll hand around is I want to talk about is obviously not that we haven't had a little bit of severe weather already this spring, late winter, but kind of our focus on April, and there should be some other correspondence coming out as far as things about host ratio, the FEMA on there, and you can get this, I just got this off of ready.gov, and there's a couple, you may be able to look at some other sites that have some other things that maybe add to this a little bit differently, but this is just the emergency supply list. It's a good idea to have this set up in your home or in the basement of your home that you can get to easily in a disaster, and try to have enough supplies to keep you sustainable for up to 72 hours is what they recommend. Obviously, we hope to get to you a lot sooner if we have another tornado or derecho or something like that, but this at least keeps you in good working order there for a short time period. So wanted to pass that around as well. So obviously entering severe weather season here, so never know what can happen. A couple other things, we've had a little bit of activity in fire too. So we've had 2 recent house fires. I don't know what caused the one. I didn't talk to investigators today, but I don't know what the cause of the one was from Saturday night. But the one early last week was from combustibles too close to a space heater. So sounds like they have a small child that maybe likes to mess around with the space heater or mess around with stuff. So just kind of one of those, if you're using space heater, being in the room, that's just unplug them. And just make sure you have enough room around there, especially with combustibles, that type of stuff. And then we are hiring 5 probationers starting May 2nd. So that will, up until this morning, I thought that would bring us back up to full strength, but we have a person that is resigning and heading to Wichita, Kansas Fire Department and moving closer to home. So we'll be one shy of full strength after after June 1st, but we've got a class of 5 starting in May 2nd, and they'll go through an 8-week academy on days, and then they'll be put to shift just before the July 4th holiday, so late, whatever 8 weeks from May 2nd is. So.
How often do you get transfers from other departments asking to come here?
We get more that come here than go out for sure. In fact, one of the people we're hiring in this class is coming from Marion Fire Department. I know some of our past classes, we've stolen people from Marion, Muscatine. We've had probably 3, 4, 5 people from Muscatine come up here. Bettendorf. We've had 1 or 2 from Bettendorf. So it's kind of nice being the bigger city in the region because we get firefighters that start out in the smaller community, that type of stuff, want to come here. And most of the people that we lose to other fire departments are just like that. This gentleman's wife was from Independence. Her mom is of retirement age, and he's from a couple hours outside of Wichita, and he's like, I can be home next to my parents, little kids, next to his siblings, and all of his kids' cousins, and her mom is moving with them. So you can't fault him for that. So
Take your cross, you bear with you, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, yes. So that's, and we've had. A couple, I know, well, this has probably been 15 years ago or more, but, we've had 1 or 2 go to Des Moines, 1 or 2 go up, but most of them have been returned home. Like I said, some we've lost to Minnesota, but again, kids from Minnesota come down, start with us, and then want to go back home. So we're very fortunate. 90% of the people we hire stay for 20 to 30 years.
Anybody have anything for the fire department? We're talking about our safe. We're looking at the 3rd Saturday of July.
3rd Saturday of
July. But we'll be getting with you to get finalized.
Okay.
Is it Sydney?
Sydney.
Yeah, I'll email.
Yep. Okay.
We have to get permits and stuff. We haven't had a meeting yet.
No, we just talked about the other day. I thought that would be.
July 16th.
That the 3rd
We'll go with
Saturday.
that. Thank you for
I
leading
was
that up.
talking to her the other day, Susan the other day, she said, when are we gonna have that? I said, 3rd Saturday in July. She goes, sounds good. A lot of the activities are over, vacations over, people getting back after that, a couple weeks before school starts. So that'll be a good day to go ahead and have it. The last couple of years, kids safety fair here at the park. We have fire service department, we do radio dangers, bicycle safety program, seat car safety programs. We've had several of the mascots from a local, with Turkey Hawk one year that came out and we run around. And part of the day with it, then we give away up to 100 helmets and a couple of car seats that are donated. We donated and give out. And the church has it. And there, last year we also included places like Waypoint and family service people to come out and talk to us about opportunities they may not know about. This is something that's grown over the last 3 years, and we think it's a really good opportunity for kids to come over and enjoy. And we find out that it's not just the kids in the neighborhood, we have kids from all over to show up. They heard about somebody else that shows up to it. So we get quite a few kids out there. We have snacks and stuff for them. We had last year hot dogs and chips and cookie for them. All goes along with it. So it's a good nice little program with it. And then an hour after we left, then their Wreckmobile shows up, and just to do their thing, and that's really cool. Yeah. But we got 2 now this year. Got 2. We'll talk about that a little bit. All righty, Safe Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. I just wanted to come in case someone had a problem or an issue, and I'd write it down and take it back with me tomorrow. So
It's
I already.
been quiet.
Okay, good. George gave me one.
New kids moved in across the street. The 2 houses that were vacant, by 114. There's 2 of them up there that I've now been occupied and redone, the whole house and stuff, and upgraded, so that's nice. And the 2 houses down from my house, the Prambas house, that was sold, and they refurbished that, and they're supposed to be moving in this week or next week.
Good.
So they finished the basement, put in a bathroom down there, gutted out the inside of the house, and we did it all. And the sheetrock, new windows, new furnace and air. And so
Sounds like they're gonna be there for a long time.
yeah,
To invest like that, that's awesome.
somebody does,
Yeah.
they plan on moving into it. It's not a rental.
Yeah, right.
So we've, and go around the neighborhood looking, we've, had a lot of people that are getting out and getting their yards cleaned up and getting things cleaned up. We had 2 years after the duration,
Right.
but still
Still,
have things that are going on. But everybody's out there doing their thing, trying to make their property look good.
good.
So we're very pleased with what we're going on right now. You have nothing else? City update? Haven't already did.
Jeff's online, but I'm sure if he has anything, he would have emailed it already. So he's watching on Facebook.
Buddy.
Talk about the new oversight group, the police community oversight, and what their initiatives are. Very interesting program that you got going on there. All righty, with that, we'll start with you. Ms. Oxley.
And sorry, it's the teacher in me. I know if I can't see the camera, they can't see me, and it's the teacher in me. It'll drive me nuts. Okay, perfect. All right. Hi, everyone. Yes, so I am Bree Oxley. Everything I do is about that way for the next half mile. I live right on Ellis, and I teach 8th grade government and social studies at Roosevelt. So you already heard my joke, which one's more dramatic, but that's like my joke that I go to now. So yeah, I am running for Lynn County Supervisor District 1. We just got new redistrict maps, and so everybody's kind of catching up on them still. And this new District 1 is the district that Stacy was representing, and he is not seeking re-election now. So this is an open seat for it, and it covers up here, northwest Cedar Rapids, a little bit of downtown, southwest Cedar Rapids. I gotta go through all of them. Walford, Fairfax, kind of all that prairie area down there. It's a very big district there. So that is what this is covering. And if my name sounds a little familiar, Jean Oxley is my grandma. And some people might even know Mike Oxley, my grandpa. Sometimes I'll get that every so often. And she was the longest serving Lynn County supervisor. So I have been around this for a long time and I'm super, super excited for this. So I have materials as well too. There will be a primary for this race June 7th and then a general farther down the line in November. And so some of the big things actually connect to a lot of what we talk about. So being a teacher at Roosevelt, teaching through derecho, pandemic years, there's a lot that we can, all come together on. And so some of my biggest issues are working on affordable housing, not just for families, but our workforce housing. As a young person, I've been going through that myself, seeing my friends want to stay or not want to stay. I think that's a piece of it too. Workforce development, I think we had plenty of things that we talked about with openings and stuff. How do we curate more people coming here and wanting to stay as well? Working on more access and equitable access for mental health services in our area. And then finally, which I appreciate the survey, working on our disaster preparedness and recovery as well too. We know, exactly like you said, we are still trying to fix stuff with derecho. My classroom will be permanently damaged from derecho with my windows and can't be fixed. So I live with that every day too. Coming together, talking about what do we need to be prepared for next time as well. And with this being a county position, I really want to get everybody involved in this, not have it be an urban-rural divide, and really come together with our resources and communication too. So if you want to learn more, oxleyforsupervisor.com. Otherwise, I got materials too that say it on there. And feel free to call, message, send anything at any time. Thank you.
Any questions for her?
Is that a partisan primary, or is it just an open primary?
Yes, it is a partisan primary for county seats. Yep. Yeah, it is a little different from city. We get that question a lot. Yeah, I don't know who decided this is the divide, but it is county to city.
And I'm sorry, what was the website?
oxleyforsupervisor.com. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We appreciate you coming.
Absolutely.
And so let's move on to our new Parks Director. We're very excited to have you. You're our third.
We like them all, so.
A couple of years and they're gone. We're tough.
Yeah.
No, we're not. I'm George. I'm the president. Nicole, vice secretary, vice president. Amy is my treasurer. And she gets a new car every once in a while. It makes me nervous. Anyway, and the rest of you know from the city thing in here. We started 9 years ago with this program. The neighborhood associations, as you probably already know, seem to grow out of necessity. An event happens and right away we need contact or somebody to go between the city and the neighborhood. And so I was dumb enough to get talked into raising my hand when they said who would be president. Retired, I was a scout leader for years. I've been on a lot of boards, a wrestling club, PTA, Scoutmaster. And so I like to get involved and try to do what I can to help programs I believe in. And we got a great park out there. And it had a lot of needs. And over the last 9 years, we've come up with some great ideas with the help from our committee. Galen was a great help with us for our playground equipment. If you've not heard the story of that, we're match 85 that the city had. Well, we're arguing over the Kiwanis Club's tree. We're taking the money, but the city says, well, they really gave it to us. But if it's that way, we matched what the city had in donations and grants that we were able to get in 2 months. Thanks to this lady here, because she loves to write grants. I love asking for money. So
local donations too.
Oh, yeah, we had a lot of local donations within the group and within the neighborhood and this quadrant in Cedar Rapids. So we're very, very excited, and we got it all put up just 2 weeks before the duration. And we have one little scratch, one hole after the duration went through and did the damage. So we're very, very lucky with it. It's really increased the attention, and our goal's always been a destination, not something to drive by and look at. You see our little water box up here in the corner. We had Jefferson High School art class. I'm now do a little study of the history of the neighborhood and put it on that water box first. And it's been there for a long time. I was told it would be destroyed, but there's an unwritten law against graffiti people that you don't mess with somebody else's graffiti. And so we've been very lucky that it doesn't. It's a great thing. Years later, we still have kids who worked on it come by and says, I did that. It gives them a little ownership in the park, which is important. We started the History Happen here. If you've seen the flag, the signs around town, pedestals, talking about the history. A group that came together, and set up a hiking trail for the Blue Zone initiative several years ago.
Possibly, talking about going around the stadiums and around our park and maybe doing a grade or something like that.
And we were talking about getting sidewalk put in and stuff that we needed at that time. It was mentioned that it would be great if we could have a little placard along the way, 5 or 6 of them along the way. Maybe we could look and see and understand how important this was to the history of this part of Cedar Rapids. Why was it called Kingston Village? And how did we come to have the stadium and the baseball program? How important was that to Cedar Rapids even back in the early 1900s when they first started playing ball? Small town ball was all around us, and a lot of people who worked with Mark Stouffer Hunter to verify all the information we had. And right now, I think we got about 150 of these signs citywide, just getting started citywide to point out little buildings and places in the history of the historic buildings. Not everybody gets one, but the ones that were of real value to claim to fame to this building.
Yeah, the election day Norman Rockwell picture was based on here.
This was the base of it was done right here in this basement.
So if you can tell, we kind of like our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we're pretty proud of our park.
Yes, we
So
are.
we're excited that you're here.
Thank you.
We want to hear some of your ideas and what you're excited about. We can talk all day.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here in Cedar Rapids. I come to Cedar Rapids from Virginia. I was born and raised in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside of DC. My high school was T.C. Williams High School, the Northern Titans. So when I was learning about the opportunity, it was the city of 5 seasons. The 5th season was time to enjoy the 4 seasons. Me, I'm a big recreation person. Also, I call myself a recreation kid because I grew up in the recreation system, being raised by a single parent. So the rec center had a lot of value to my life and where I am now. So that was important for me in the city. The season for recreation. So then I came to Cedar Rapids, and everyone was really nice, really welcoming. From the time I got off the airplane to the hotel, everyone was really welcoming, friendly. You don't see that a lot in the DC area. Everyone's so focused on themselves. It's a 1 million+ populations. People just focus on themselves and doing whatever they're doing. People ask you questions like, "Hey, can I help you? What are you here for? What can I show you about this? Did you know the city of Cedar Rapids has 4 smells?" And I'm like, "What's 4 smells?" Like Crunchberry Day. And I'm like, "What do you mean Crunchberry Day?" As I'm going back to the hotel from my interview here, I smell Crunchberries. And I was like, so my wife was like, "You smell that?" She was like, "Yeah, it smells like Crunchberries." And I was like, "Someone said that." And then I was coming into the hotel, and they were like, "Yeah, Quick Ropes is right on the other side of the water." And I'm like, So those are really crunch burgers, like, yeah, crunch burger days, and you have all the smells. And I was like, oh, I love this place. But all seriousness, it's also to, seeing what happened with the derecho. I wasn't here, but doing my research, figuring out, the city, kind of learning about my history, I found out about the August 10th derecho and what happened, the impact it caused. And then some of the videos had people helping people in times where they had no food. I saw this one video in particular, they had, this one gentleman had a Blackstone of a lot of food, and the car. It was, we gotta have power in a week. I'm sorry?
Willie Ray's.
Yeah.
Barbecue Shack.
So it was just amazing to see that. And I was like, this is something I want to call home. Coming from Virginia, where that sense of community is not normally there. It's there in some places, not Virginia, but I saw it in a time of no power, half of the tree canopy being gone, and people really helping people. I think that was huge. And the friendliness of it, I want to be a part of that. And we have some amazing parks. We're accredited during this time of COVID and in derecho, accredited Parks and Recreation Department. That in itself is a tedious process, but to do that with the derecho, COVID, and still maintain 193 standards for capital accreditation speaks volumes. So I want to be a part of that. I'm thankful for the opportunity. Working with my team, building those relationships, being out in the community. You'll see me out a lot in the community. I'm really big on boots on the ground, being on the front line, hearing what people want in the community, the impacts, the positives, the bad, the ugly. My first experience with the Rolling Recmobile was at Cleveland Park. This a few weeks ago, actually. We came out here, spring break.
Yeah.
I was here with Rolling Recmobile, and it was a beautiful park. I want to be out in the community. You'll see a lot of me in the community, increasing our programs, being a huge advocate of the department, working to build those relationships with everyone in the community.
We got more coming with the park.
Did I bring that up now, or?
Yeah, he's kind of handed over the playground equipment stuff again, because he was really in the research.
You'll have to meet my wife, Rose. She's the one that actually tested all the equipment before we asked for it.
Yeah, really investigated and tested by me.
But,
Run a lot of parks.
oh yeah, we did. We had a good time. Took a crew around. Of course, we had to eat in between times. But yeah, we had a lot of parks. But the one thing we kind of like is to have maybe 2 more belt swings. And I think we have funds to do it, or we can raise the funds.
We're looking to see what our share would be,
Right.
so we know how to appropriate the money we have.
Well, we think we can just do like 1 more bay, should fit in to the west of the current bay of belt swings, because there's always a lineup for those. It seems like those are the most popular. And then the other request Rose has is, I wonder if we could do something different for underneath, because we do the mulch, but then they put just that, it's not plastic, but that's that.
The rubberized, kind of like,
Well, it's not yeah, just that really thin stuff to keep the weeds out is all, and so that's all torn up. So if we could do, yeah, so if we could do maybe the rubberized or something a little bit more permanent, would be, because it's kind of even a tripping hazard if kids, get their feet caught in it.
sure, we definitely team, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
We have park superintendent, I'm more than happy to have the conversation, figure out what we can do, how to make it work.
We talked to.
And we're working with the city on painting a mural on the inside wall of the our gazebo shelter. This shows our openness to everybody, all inclusive. It's going to be a mural about positive of the park and everybody that uses it. Our park is constantly being used all the time. From before they opened up the gates this spring.
Oh yeah,
Since it
more
opened
winter
up,
there.
the snow's gone, the place was 20, 30 people in there, and now it's really busy every day out there, so, and we like that, but we want to. Like the box, we want to do something there that people come in, they can appreciate and feel as
Community
home
art,
to them.
yeah,
We're good here. We're looking for it. And we put up some, Illinois was very dangerous these, and so you're going to go over
Yeah.
picnic tables and stuff.
For the
We got
sun.
3 of them, and then the benches around the pool will have, canopies overhead for them that we want to put up, and we got new seats for around the pool also that we purchased that are gonna be put out this year, to help with that. And as we're hoping, they're trying to get them the colors to match the playground equipment, so that it looks like it's all one, one family. Put this stuff on it. So we care about our park. We're very interested in doing.
The ladies of the area, well, I guess the comments we try to do, we do a butterfly garden by the entrance. So that's all the community maintained too.
Anyway,
We can get a conversation going with, Mitch and myself and the park superintendent, then we can, figure out how we can make this work.
and last but not least, my one and only, every time I see a new guy, I gotta ask you, can we do something with my parking lot?
Parking lot,
Our parking lot needs to be bigger, needs to be redone, it's falling apart.
I can look into it. Make no promises, but I can look into it.
That's what the last two said.
Can you tell we're not giving up on that one?
You guys have a course you can.
We'll look into it. But no, thanks for having me. I'm excited. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm more than happy to come to the meetings to share updates regarding the Parks Department. I'll be in the community. I'll be at the parks. I actually live in this side of town anyway, so.
I work with Tyler on a lot of stuff here when I need. You've been my contact for the last few years and getting stuff that I need taken care of. And two guys before came to one of our meetings and we kept asking for things. And his name was Sven. Back in Salt Lake City, I believe. But Sven. Anyway, but yeah, she was very good. But he was there when the controversy started, and we were able to meet with him.
Yeah, we tried to put the Northwest Rec Center, the Time Check Rec Center, they wanted to put into Cleveland Park instead of our park, and that's how we got started, is we said, no, we want to keep our park.
But anyway, whenever we'd ask for something, we were new. We were just getting into it, and we didn't know what to do. So we would ask for stuff, and he said, I can't know. It didn't take too long for us to figure out that that was too much of a common answer. So we invited him to our meeting.
Yeah.
And we said, we're not, no guns or no knives. We have questions we'd like to talk to you about. So our first question was, whenever we ask for something, you say no. You feel like you don't want to do it. Tell us why you say no. And he said, I don't have money. And so we said, so instead of saying, I want this, I'm going to ask you, how can we help you to make this happen?
Absolutely.
And that's what we will extend to you, is how can we help you to make this happen for our park and for our kids? That's our attitude we will come to you with.
Yeah, we'll work together, figuring out, the why behind it and the how behind it. Work together.
And this park's right on, main drag of Cedar Rapids. So, I mean, people see it that don't see probably 90-some% of the other parks, but they probably go by it many times.
We do have, I'm sure you've seen it too, with the Parks and Rec master plan they put together, has it been 12 years ago now? Or it had been put together before, but it's actually a really, really good plan that they had a whole lot of citizen input on, and I think that's still a really good resource if you dig that one out. Because when we were at Oxford, teaching them what was in that master plan. So we had some fun with that.
Master plan,
Yeah, there is. It's actually very, very well done piece. Yeah.
Have a good history over there.
Yeah.
We go on the backside of our shelter there. We have one of those history happen here sign that talks about the history of the park itself. And you click on the QR code, and Mark Stover Hunter, which is a city historian, gives us a whole 10-minute speech on the park and the history of it and what it used to be before it is now.
So earlier you mentioned the Roland Recreation Field. Has the Parks Department issued that schedule yet?
Not yet.
Okay, do you have like a timeline? Because I've already gotten 2 messages of parents asking me.
Sure, I can find out for you.
Okay, cool. I mean, Jeff usually communicates it, so
Yeah.
you don't personally have to. I
No,
was just
no,
curious.
we'll
if you
get
do.
it out. As soon as I have it, we'll get it out.
Okay,
Sure.
we're working.
Yeah. I'm here for it. Answer questions. So I know we're working on a schedule for Recmobile 1. Recmobile 2 is still getting wrapped, but it'll be ready to go. We just don't have the schedule finalized yet. I have seen the schedule for 1, but not 2 yet. Once I'll get it, hopefully by the end of the week, next week, we'll pass it.
Oh, thanks. We usually do our own like promotion of it through Facebook. Our Facebook page problem, I think we're only at like around 400 or 500, but they're pretty active as far as following schedules of events. So we try to be very transparent of park events that our city hosted on there as well.
Yeah, we try to use social media a lot. I have my personal city Twitter, curriculum director, but also our city page. So we'll try to report out as much as possible. So share that. As soon as I'll get it out forward.
Awesome, thank
We'll
you.
put it out on ours also, on the news pages. So anyhow, as you can tell, we're very excited about our park and our neighborhood. We're very excited about having you here and helping us. So welcome to our city. And as you saw before, when you first got off the plane here, that's what we are. And we're very dedicated to, if we're gonna do something, get it done. So,
Look forward to being part of it.
we're glad to hear that. Don't worry about the last 2, they're okay. The other day I saw an ad on Facebook, this guy down by someone has a trenching machine, it says cable, water pipes. If you need to bury it, we can do it. And so I had a thing in there for questions and I wrote. And he never answered me back. So,
I think you'll find traffic's a lot easier here than the DC area too.
Oh, so I just got back here last night from being home in the DC area. And one of the days, coming from Tyson's Corner, I spent an hour and 45 minutes to go 20 miles.
here?
No, in DC. And I was like, you know what? I can't wait to go back home. And my wife was like, what do you mean you're home? I was like, I'm going back to Cedar Rapids. We don't have this type of traffic. I might get stuck in behind of a train in 7 minutes, but it's not an hour and 45 minutes. You're sitting there going nowhere.
Oh, yeah. I used to have tour bus in DC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you go inside the city, it's worse. So.
Family that lives right there.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that makes it.
yeah, it's worse out here in Tyson's Corner.
Yeah,
Family, tell us about your family a bit.
Sure.
Obviously.
So I have a wife named Ellen. Ellen's a school counselor, elementary school. She and my dog Moose, they still live in Prince County. They'll be joining me in July. I'll say July. She says June, I say July. Her contract doesn't end until July 1, so she'll be here sometime in the summer. Right now, it's just me out exploring the community, building relationships, and going to all my events.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to working with you over the next 15 years.
No pressure on that one.
15 years, I like that.
Should have set a date for the last one, but he, but in Des Moines, where his family's from. So, they both were great guys. They did wonderful things for us while they were here. We hate to see them both go, but, we always kind of good when we replace them, so. Thank you for doing it. All right, Galen, you've already talked about yours. Have you gotten anywhere? Or have you talked to anybody about the playground equipment yet?
No, we haven't, that's why I thought somebody's gonna get back to exactly who I should reach out. And I didn't hear anything back, so
I'll find
I
out.
figured, but, we did go over, and I think that would be the simplest.
Yeah.
And, because
I'll come down and see his secretary.
yeah,
Heather.
yeah, so I just Because I don't, anything else you really have to kind of add to the footprint and you really add into the cost.
Yeah, I don't want something that doesn't belong.
Right, so that's what, we'll just have to see, I don't know what, codes you have to go by, but I think that from what we see, there should be plenty of
open area.
right, there should be plenty of room for one more, not too close to the tree or anything.
Yeah, we'll get you, meeting schedule.
So, okay, thank you so much. Alrighty, well, with that, we have, new business or continuing old business. We'll have paving for progress report.
So I was out of town last week, but I received a letter on my doorstep, so I'm assuming a lot of other neighbors on Chandler Street and 20th received the same one. The letter that was previously mailed out to neighbors was dated March 31st, and that's available on our website, but the notice of construction was actually issued within the last few days. So the update is the last phase of construction for phase 5D pavement replacement will commence on May 2nd. This will affect Chandler Street Southwest from 2186 Chandler Street to 2246 Chandler Street, and the total duration is for 3 months. Of course, this will include the water main replacement, which is going to be the biggest pain in the butt. They're going to maintain access. We do have a couple neighbors on the Chandler Street loop that are elderly, so I'm personally the contact for that. Obviously, neighbors received the Pierre Tobin contact as well. Mitch is the same foreman that we worked with Pierre Tobin in the last phase, so I think that same team will be doing the work, so that'll just hopefully make things easier for us. And they were able to accommodate every request we had. So I'm really hopeful that this 3 months please, limited rain, so this can go very quickly and smoothly. So as always, neighbors are pretty great about reaching out. Some of our neighbors don't have cell phones, so if they have a concern, I just submit it through the app and it seems to go pretty quickly. So I magically have a lot of Cedar Rapids City people's phone numbers in my phone now because of that app. So I'm sure if anything comes up, neighbors will ask, but that is the last update for paving for progress.
When is 8th Avenue starting by the stadiums?
Yeah, I didn't bring that information, but I did post it on our website because Jeff actually sent us a link to the overview and the presentation that they had at the city council meeting. So there's a whole like a video to watch. So if you have a question, just let me or Jeff know.
They're already marking out the utilities and stuff down there, so it's supposed to start real soon.
I wonder how our neighbor on the 15th corner, they're gonna put all their trucks and stuff.
I'm sure that will be addressed,
I'm sure that
yes.
one, yeah.
Or we'll call it.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
It's gonna get addressed.
Okay.
All the truck parked all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, Band-Aids.
Pretty much.
Okay. Anybody have anything would like to add?
I don't have a lot of answers, sorry. I'm just a middleman.
That's fine. That's fine. So, well, we appreciate you guys all coming tonight and coming to support our meetings every month. We hope that we don't bore you, but we're not complainers, but for doers. And we want to always ask for your opinion and input in some of the things that we do. It's because we don't know the rules of it. If you weren't at the last meeting, I personally feel inadequate that we do not offer information to our new people that are coming to our neighborhoods that are of other ethnic backgrounds and other nations who through no fault of their own have ended up in Cedar Rapids. So I was talking with Susan Johnson from Central Furniture Recovery, and she works with a lot of the groups in Cedar Rapids we provide furniture for people who do not have, they have an apartment gotten for them, but they have nothing to put in it. And so Central Furniture Recovery silverware. They make linens, bedding, pillows. They go in and they make an apartment and a home out of an apartment building for people that have no idea where to go and what to do. And it's been 4 years, 2019 is when we started, and it's 300 and some people. When Geneva Towers had their probably went in, and we had just gotten comforters from one of the hotels in Iowa City, and guess what? We had just enough comforters for everybody to have. And they brought in a lot of furniture and replaced a lot of stuff that was damaged during the fire. And these people now are back home again. They're comfortable and what their needs are. So, but people don't know about these other services they're needing, especially with the Afghanistan, and the people coming in through our southern borders that are coming up here and looking for help. I don't communicate, I don't speak the languages, and I don't understand how to communicate with people. So it's easy to ignore it, but I was watching this thing about the war going on and thinking you're going to get basically 1,000 people here in Cedar Rapids. Who don't speak a language or speak it very little and have nothing and nobody but church groups and organizations that help them. So we're going to get with Susan, Paul and I. We're going to use a list and mail it out to everybody in the area, all addresses, and hopefully we can get it in a couple different languages so that they can read and understand.
So for reference, right now on our website, we actually have a tab that I think is just called Resources, and it has a list of all the city utility information, schools, bus directory, Lynn County information. There's like 15 on there. There's our Canada directory. There's tons of stuff, and what we're looking to do is actually consolidate all of that and like divide it into community resources like veterans, hard of hearing.
The free clinics.
Yeah, so like all of these different resources in one location, and then be able to send out a mass mailer to our neighbors that allows them information to get to our website or to call us for this information, because not all of our neighbors have internet. So it's something that we're with the budget we have, we're trying to utilize print mail more, because people that really need these resources don't get it online or by phone. They get it in print. So we're trying to overcome some of those challenges. So if you have any ideas or things you specifically think we should include, like maybe a hidden gem of a community resource, let me know. Just email our Canna email, clevelandpark108@gmail. That way I can add it. I think this would be a really neat thing to be able to share with neighbors, since we do get so many visitors to our website every day. So
if you go to Lynn County's website, Lynn County already has like their core services on there that are like divided out, and it's a wonderful resource. Yes. I copy those pages all the time. All the time.
Specifically the veterans one, I have printed and hand delivered to neighbors. So I know that information is valuable. And right now there's a link, but what if they don't know how to get to our website or our county website?
Right, and the website did just get redone too, so I have been obsessed. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And
so much better.
Facebook too, so posts there can be shared as well.
So hopefully we'll be able to just continue to be a resource, and I'm fine with repeating anything the city or otherwise has to share, because they're sharing it, it's probably something we should be sharing too, so.
I suppose, and then like when we do our mural, should we make sure that our website and contact information is prominent as part of the mural for more information?
Yeah, I mean, right now I think we just have, well, we did at one point, an informational sheet in our kiosk, but I would be open to maybe putting on the Canna logo or something.
Yeah, I think
depending on the
something
mural
like
list
that.
is open too.
Yeah, because I mean, you spend any time on this park over here, you hear a zillion different languages. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, all the time we have, everything.
And the challenge that we had before was when we did our like neighborhood event. So I mean, I speak English as my native language. I don't know what the challenge is to be able to find a website that has that information and adequately shared. So I worked with Stephanie and Elizabeth with the Civil Rights Commission and DE&I team with the city, and they helped us. We now have links at the bottom of our website for people that speak the 5 other primary languages in our neighborhood. They can click those buttons and it translates the website automatically.
Wow.
So those are tools that yeah, it's easier than I thought. But it's something that, again, it's not my personal challenge. So unless somebody else explains that to me, I'm not necessarily educated or aware. So any obstacle that somebody's needs to overcome, I'm happy to help them. We need to know.
So, anyway, we really see a need for this direction. And so we're going to do, it seems like not a lot. But if somebody gave me a piece of paper and tells me what kind of help I can get, and who to call, or who to see, that would be leaps and bounds for me coming into a new area, trying to find the help and fit in. So to lose what they lose, to get ushered out of a situation, they come to a land of opportunity, and we're here. Now what do I do? First time I came to Cedar Rapids from the little Monticello, I thought, okay, I know one guy here. And I didn't know shit about this thing. And for the first 6 months, I spent a lot of time myself because I didn't know the strangers town. I didn't know. It took me a while to hear. Years now. And nice deal. It's a wonderful town. It really is. I've been there, so I kind of think maybe we should help these people. I mean, do that language barrier, but they have no idea. That's where we're looking at. It's what we can do within our guidelines. A lot of people go and buy all this stuff, but Central Church and Central Furniture Recovery is doing hands-on for all these people, and I certainly think we can do this much.
Our church here does, like some of the African nations, we have friends speak where we teach English. And you get 1 or 2 key people, they're all connected. If they're from country A, they kind of stick together. So if you get a key people in each group, they'll disseminate more.
My old son's hearing impaired, and that's what you find in a hearing impaired community. A lot of kids went to ISD over by Omaha, and they end up living in that area. They would have colony, for lack of a better word, and they would have some person who could go out into and translate and get the information and bring it back to them so they knew what was going on and what they could do and what they needed to do with it. And I'm sure that's the same way what they're doing there. So I've seen it work, and see it work well when you get to the right people.
The group that we have has kind of gathered to us, but
Can you imagine coming in from
Which
someplace?
countries are active?
well, we've had people from Congo, we had any Somalians.
Bosnians?
We have a large Liberian group that I'm involved with here.
And I'm not directly involved with it, but
Even Liberians, English is their primary language, but then you get into the villages and they all have their own. So,
Anyway, so this is kind of where our focus is going towards, continuing to improve our park and making it a destination and a friendly place for everybody. The park is to help these people and get them connected, which I think is what our neighborhood association should be doing for those people. I walk down the street, talk to people, hey, you know we have a neighborhood association? Yeah, we heard about you. You ever thought about coming to a meeting? No, you guys do fine. If I need you, I'll find you.
Yeah.
The next time I'll see a room full of people, and this is fine with me, is we have some big concern show up. Like when they were gonna redo, Chandler and 20th. They had a big turnout because they were not happy. But after that was over, I've never seen that big of a crowd in one more meetings, but we can get more done here with this size of people. And they're all happy to participate in it, but they don't wanna be a planner of it. So they bless us. They say, hey, keep up what you're doing. I've offered to give my job away several times, nobody wants it. And so they keep voting me in, and I don't mind, because they get to hang out with. I met a new friend today. He's an awesome guy. A little pressure on him, he's gotta be an awesome guy.
Anything else?
All right, it's 8:00, so we can go. Was there any other business? Thank you all for coming.
Likewise.